Okay, so this is going to be an instructional slash overview video of the Bailey Alora 69-4S. First of all, we're going to go around the outside of the vehicle and then we will go into the habitation and cab area. Just to let you know, this vehicle is in the middle of PDI, so has yet not been validated internally or externally. This video is to highlight where all the main components are, i.e. your drain valves in the vehicle. As you can see, this vehicle does come with an awning. I will send a separate link on the email how to set up and use an awning, and also on the Truma heating control panel I'll send another link for that as well. So first things first, I'm going to show you how to open the bonnet. This is just in case really you need to get access to the bonnet area, as well as in case you need to jump start the vehicle. So if you come to the bonnet on the Fords, you need to use your vehicle blade key. You insert here and then basically you twist to the left, that releases it, and then if you need two hands for this next one, but you twist and hold to the right and then you can lift up the bonnet. So as you can see, I have now got the bonnet up. And like I said, the main reason really is in case you need to jump start your vehicle. So your positive terminal is under this red cap here. All you need to do is just pull that off. And then your negative point is going to be this eye hook here. So that's going to be your negative point. Obviously, while we are under here, you have obviously got your screen wash under here in front of the driver. So now we are going to carry on around the external of the vehicle on the passenger side. So if you come to the passenger door, to fill up your vehicle with diesel, you need to open the passenger door. That will give you access to your diesel tank. And then just below that is going to be your AdBlue. Also, while we have got the cab front open, you have got blackout blinds on here. All you need to do is pinch, slide across. You just need to be gentle with these because they are very delicate, but they meet at the end on a magnetic strip. Same on the front blind. There's a rail here it slides up on, and you need two hands for this. There's a handle here and one on the in front of the driver. You just need to lift this all the way up, and you can have this a quarter of a way or all the way to the top. You just need two hands for that. And then to swivel your driver or passenger seat, this big bar here lets your seat move forward and backwards, and then this little bar here, you just need to pull that out and that releases your mechanism to swivel the seats. And as you can see, you can't see through them blinds at all. We'll go into the habitation soon. So the next compartment we'll come to is going to be your garage space. As you can see, I have physically got this drawer out at the moment. The reason for this is if you need to drain your fresh water tank, you need to pull this drawer out and it will give you access to get to your fresh water tank here. So as you can see, I have taken the bung out. So basically what you're looking for in the bottom of the tank is this bung here. If this is when you pull this out, that will drain all the water out of the fresh water tank, and then when you are wanting to fill up the tank, you need to make sure that bung is in the hole. I don't know if you can see down there, there is a little hole at the bottom, but basically try and grab hold of it by the bung and not pull the chain, because you will potentially snap the chain. And then once you are empty or full, just put this cover back on. So you can either fill up from here, or obviously you will fill up externally, which is just behind the garage door, and I'll show you in a second. Obviously we've got 12 volt socket, 240 volt, you've got your water pump down here, got your photo-away table here, which is secured there. Obviously light switch here. This will only work with the control panel on in the habitation. And then to lock these, you just twist this. That is actually physically then shut. It's not going to swing open, but to physically lock it, you need to put the key in, and then full 180 turn, that will physically lock the key. Lock the lock, sorry. And then here, which was behind the door, this is where you connect on with the whale hose pipe. It's basically you'll have an adapter, you connect onto this, and that will then let you fill up that freshwater tank completely full. So now we are on the driver's side of the habitation. So in here, the main reason you need access to in here is if you can see this yellow tab here. So currently that is flat. Currently that means that valve is closed. You need to close and open this valve when you are filling your boiler. So if you want to fill your Truma boiler, which is at the side here, you need to close this valve. That will let you fill up the boiler. If this valve is open, which will be in this position like so, if that is open, your water will drain out of your boiler as well as the pipe work around it. Then in here we have got your gas locker as well. You've got a regulator at the top which you connect onto with the gas pigtail. Here we have got your Truma flue vent. So this is when you're running on the solid fuel. You just need to make sure this is clear at all times, and it does get quite hot sometimes. And then directly below that we have got your grey waste release valve. So all this mechanism is, it's just a push and pull rod. So if you pull it, that opens the blade. When you push it in, that shuts the blade. And then to access your grey waste release, it's where this cap is here dangling. There might be a cap on it on collection day, but this is, you need to take this cap off to drain. And as you can see, that water coming out there, that is actually coming out of all the pipe work from that yellow valve I have lifted up. Next we have got your toilet cassette. To take your toilet cassette out for any reason, you need to make sure your toilet cassette blade is shut internally on the toilet, and then you need to lift this orange handle up. If you lift this up, pull the toilet cassette towards you, that will then let you release. Now I've got the toilet cassette out. If I'm wanting to empty or clean the cassette, all I need to do is twist this nozzle out, take this grey cap off here, and then this orange button here, if you let air into the top, if you tilt this up and hold this button in, that lets air into the top of the cassette, so it aerates it and lets the fluids flow out faster. Once finished, put your grey cap on, twist the nozzle back in, and then put your toilet cassette back into place. And the main thing of this, what you want to do is just make sure that this orange tab is securely down, and then your toilet cassette is not going to move around. As you can see, we are connected to shore mains hookup, so that goes into here. And then in the driver's door, as you can see, I've taken this plate off, but down here we have got your inflation kit for the vehicle. So you've got some pump and gel, and then also in here is your locking wheel nut. As you can see, some of the controls, we've got electric handbrake here, got auto headlights, and on the driver's seat, same again, same handles to swivel or move the seat forward. So now we're going to go over the habitation area. So we'll start from the front. So up here, this vehicle has been fitted with a Wi-Fi system, as you can see on the left, but this on the right hand side is your TV aerial. So all you need to do is undo this nut at the top. You can slide this up and down and twist it around to get your correct signal. And this will be gauged off here. This is powered, and you'll have a light indicator up here. If it goes in green, that means you've got full strength signal. I think orange is a bit weaker, and then obviously in red you'll have no signal at all. Obviously we've got your Wi-Fi here. You can scan that QR code up there, or that's your user and password for it. And then also behind this pole here, this is the power switch for the Wi-Fi. So it is fused and power switch. So if you don't knock that switch off, the Wi-Fi will not work. And then obviously this vehicle has been fitted with a smart TV too. So next I'm going to show you the control panel. So you got your master on and off. As you can see, the top left, it's hard to show with a light, but as you can see on that top left, it looks like there is a plug socket plugged in. That means that's indicating that I am currently plugged into mains hookup, which you can see externally. So you can turn your master on and off here, and then these arrows let you go through some of the settings. You got filled tank. So filled tank is actually when you're filling up from an external water bud, but you need to buy a separate adapter for that. Your waste level, so it gives you your percentage, water level, external temperature, internal, gives you your leisure current, gives you vehicle voltage, leisure voltage, and then back to time. Here we've got an enter button, and then next to that is your water pump. So if you turn that on, obviously it's beeping because the pump's running. That beep doesn't continue, just lets you know that that's switched on. On your water pump, you just want to make sure that you've got water in your system. The reason for this, you don't want to burn out the motor on your pump, and I'll explain that when we get to your kitchen area to prime your system. This light here, this button here is your lights, and then the far right is your external awning light, porch light. Obviously you've got light switches dotted around the vehicle. So next we'll go over the kitchen area. So as you can see, we've got a 4-ring burner, 3 are gas and 1 is electric. The electric one will only work on mains hookup, and then the rest is obviously when you need extra cooking space, or if you're going to be off grid. Obviously you've got igniter here, and then obviously your burner rings there. One safety advice we do recommend is this glass cover here. We recommend to keep this up once using this. Just keep it up for around 20 minutes, lets everything obviously cool down, otherwise you could potentially shatter the glass just because of the temperature differences. Here's your Truma heating and hot water control panel. Like I said, I'll send a separate link on the email on this control panel. And then we do have your kitchen tap here. So when you get to campsite or whatever destination you're going to, obviously first thing you need to do in the vehicle when you are ready to use it, you need to make sure all the valves are shut. So the first thing you need to do is go to your freshwater tank, put that bung in the freshwater tank. Then the next one is you need to knock that down, that yellow valve where the boiler is. And then the last one is your grey waste. You just need to push that in and make sure that is shut. So once you've done that, obviously you can fill up your fresh water tank, and once your fresh water tank is full, you can start to prime your system. So what you need to do is go to your control panel, turn on your water pump, and then open the tap on the cold side. Once you run the tap on the cold side, the pump will kick in, and then water will steadily come through the tap. Once you get a steady flow, you can switch the tap to the hot side, and basically what this is going to do is fill up your boiler first. So your boiler holds around 10 litres of your fresh water, so that will fill up your boiler, and then the water will come out of the tap. Once you get a steady flow on the hot side, your full water system is currently primed, so you can shut the tap, leave the pump on because it's all pressurised, and you can use it until obviously you run out. Once you've primed the tap, obviously this tap in here, you don't need to do this at the same time, but all it's going to do is just pull through from the pipework what is already primed. Here we have got your fridge, and this is a compressor fridge. So basically you've got on or off, so you press and hold this touch here, just keep your finger on it and it will flash. And then to change through this, if you want to change your temperature, just press and hold here, and then it lets you select your temperature. And then here, obviously your freezer temperature, and then you do have night mode. Night mode just reduces the fan noise, so it runs in a lower speed for obviously at night if you are a light sleeper. And then under this bed here, we have got your infills when you are making up the dinette to berth at the front end. And obviously we've got lots of storage under here. Hanging space, drawers, there's plenty of storage in this vehicle. And then down here under the floor, under this one here, it will give you access to your grey waste tank, so you can access this internally. Mainly this is for the technicians to do inspections with, but you can access this internally. You could potentially obviously bring a hose pipe in and put some fresh water in there just to clean it out a bit more, or if you want to get some chemical tablets, you can do. I can't get that back in with one hand. There we go. And then that is just access for technicians again, just some pipe work. And then last thing on your toilet, so the blue button is going to be your freshwater flush. As long as your pump is turned on, it will obviously pump the water. And then the red button to the left hand side, that is actually indicating my toilet cassette is full, and your toilet cassette is actually currently full because it is full of fresh water, because we have been testing the vehicle. And then like I said, under here, this is your blade for the toilet cassette. So you need to open this when obviously in use, and then when not using, close this. If this is open when you're trying to pull the cassette out, the cassette will have some resistance and won't let you pull it out. Just need to make sure this blade is always shut. So that is the instructional / overview video complete on the Bailey Alora 69-4S. If you have any more questions, leave a comment below, or you can always drop us an email or give us a call.